name's Elisa. You may know me as the Diamond Stitcher on social media, as well. I used to be the owner of Butterfly Resin Gems, little Etsy shop where I made my trays for a while there. I woke up this sunny, snowy Sunday morning in Canada and decided I wanted to film a video. So that's what I did. I have no idea on how to edit them or any of that, but I'm gonna give it a go. So I filmed myself rambling for about 40 minutes this morning while I diamond painted. This is a Diamond Art Club painting called Always by Sarah Richter. It's a lady lying in the grass with a skeleton. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a go and see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. I decided to try my shot at doing Wip Chats. Everybody else does them. My husband's been bugging me for a long time to do some videos, give me something to do. I've been in the community now for probably about 2 years. I don't know, I'm not really keeping track, but I think for this video what I'll do is kind of a quick and dirty hello, who am I? And what brought me to diamond painting and how I got involved in the community and what keeps me going. So my background is as a registered nurse. I worked in busy emergency department. My absolute favorite workplace that I've ever worked in. I've been a nurse since 2011, so quite a while. I've worked in general medical floor, surgical floor, rehab floor, a high acuity for about a year. I worked also in a colonoscopy department for maybe 2.5 years or so. Took a break from emergency. I wanted something a little less hectic, so I went there for a couple years, and then I decided I missed emergency and I wanted to go back. Sorry about the camera wiggling. I decided I diamond paint sitting on my couch now. Because of some physical injuries and disabilities I have. I used to have a nice setup with a desk and, you know, my 70 tray Bella Art Dana Cole tower setup. If you've followed me for a while, you may remember that. I ended up getting rid of all that extra stuff. I had to take a little bit of a break from diamond painting because I couldn't use my arm anymore. It became very difficult, and within about 10 minutes of diamond painting I was in a lot of pain, and it just wasn't worth it for me anymore. So I spent some time, quite a few months reading and playing some video games. I couldn't do much else until I had one of my surgeries. I've had in the last, since 2018, I've had, let me count the scars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 surgeries, I think, all stemming from the same injury that I had happen at work back in 2018. And believe it or not, I'm currently waiting for my 7th surgery on my good arm. I have a so-called good arm that's no longer good, that requires surgery. Majority of my problem are my left arm, and that's thankfully I'm dominant. My right hand is my dominant side, but because I've been injured for so long on my left side, needing all these surgeries, I have nerve damage. I have reduced strength, reduced ability to do anything without that arm just feeling like dead weight. My right arm overcompensated too much. You know, it took on too much of the load, and I now have developed problems with my good arm. I used to joke that at least I had one good arm, and now I have no good arms. So I'm kind of, for a lack of a better description, screwed. I had to take another little break from diamond painting sometime last fall. I don't know, it was I think a few different reasons, but as my pain on my right arm started getting worse and I was unable to hold this pen that I'm holding now, and I was unable to sit and diamond paint for more than 5 minutes without being in a horrible flare-up afterwards for the rest of the day, I took a little bit of a break, and I took up cross stitch, and that is harder fine motor skill wise, but I found that I could prop myself up in a pillow fort with my arms supported 100%, just using my wrists, my hand to thread the needle. So I had focused quite heavily on that since last fall. I joked about, you know, losing my diamond painting mojo. But you know, recently I've reevaluated kind of where I'm at with things, and I realized that, you know, why I lost my diamond painting mojo was a little more complicated, or a little different than what I originally thought it was. And I've realized that I have to rearrange the people that I surround myself with. I need more positive, uplifting people who are good for the community, who lift others up instead of tear them down. I just found that I was stuck around with people who were very negative, and I didn't realize how much it was affecting me until they were gone, and it was like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. So for the past week, I've been diamond painting again every day, and actually feeling really good. The way I'm set up now, I'm able to position myself back in my pillow fort, supporting my arms so that I can at least diamond paint 30 minutes a day. You know, I used to sit for like 6 to 8 hours because I've been on and off work since 2018. So between surgeries and waiting for allowing my body to heal, I spent a lot of time diamond painting. That's how I coped, because I used to be a workaholic, and that's what I did. I ate, slept, and worked, and I didn't do hobbies anymore. I didn't have time for that. Everything was work. So when work was taken away from me, boy, did I struggle. I've come a very long way, and I'm happy that I'm getting back into diamond painting. Surrounding myself with positive influences, people who stick to the reason why we've all started diamond painting is usually to cope with something, whether it be mental health concerns, physical ailments, boredom, retirement, stay-at-home moms, whatever it may be. We all came to diamond painting for a reason, and I think that reason got lost for a little while, and I realized that I have allowed people to kind of take the joy out of diamond painting for me, and that's not okay. And And I'm not going to let that happen anymore, you know. I want to get back to the reason, you know, what brings me joy, which is helping new people in the community, making people feel included no matter what. And no bullying. You know, I felt like for a while there, everyone that I'm watching, you know, in one way or another, has kind of found themselves in the I don't know how to say it without offending anyone, but you know, when you hang around certain people, it's really hard to, I find at least, when they're all of a like-minded thinking, you know, like, you know, don't buy from this person because XYZ. It's very hard to fall into that trap of, okay, well, they said don't buy, so I'm just not going to buy. But lately I found myself questioning why. Like, what makes this person king? Like, why do they get to decide who I support? I'm an adult. I'm fully capable of making my own decisions and deciding who to support. And I used to be a big supporter of small shops, always shouting them all out in all the different Facebook groups, you know, good products, good customer service. Our small shop community is huge, you know, small diamond painting shops, pen turners, tray makers, cover minder, you know, the accessory market is huge in our community, and I love supporting those people because I also owned a small shop for a little while. Butterfly Resins Gems was the name of my shop. I made resin diamond painting trays. My signature was putting in some dried pressed flowers and butterfly stickers, creating a nice little scene. I also got into doing custom photo ones, people's pets, family members, artists' artwork with their permission. I did a few of those kind of trays. I really enjoyed it. But I haven't done that for probably a year now at least. Every once in a while I'll get someone message me on Etsy asking when I'm going to open shop again. And I've decided, at least for now, that I'm not going to be reopening. One reason is my health. Working with resin is very, I guess you could say, dangerous. You know, there's a lot of fumes and breathing in fumes, even with good ventilation and, you know, a mask. It's not, my health is more important at this time. Also, I found that behind the scenes, the small shop world is ruthless. Not everybody, you know. There's so many people who like working with others and uplifting others, but there's those few people that you know, kind of ruined it for me. I don't want to deal with, you know, the bullying and the you make this and I make this and you can't make this and you can't sell this and just, I mean, yes, I ignored it, but you know, just the fact that it was somewhat of a consistent theme, it just, again, stole my joy out of doing it. So when I had to take a break, waiting in between one of my surgeries, waiting for one of my surgeries, I got really bad. I could no longer stand. I was bed rest. The type of injury I have involves nerves in my upper arm and neck, and I was having a lot of trouble breathing, not just from the fumes, but just standing. So I had to stop, and I did pick it up a little bit after my last surgery, and then I just decided that enough is enough. I need to stop for my mental health, and I miss it. I think I was really good at making them. A lot of people enjoyed them and the quality, and I appreciate everybody who supported me during that little venture. It was fun. It was fun. But what I want to get back to now is, like I said, I was talking to somebody in the community. I wish I could go back to being a newbie. I wish I could go back to just focusing on diamond painting. Not knowing all the, as a friend likes to call them, shenanigans in the community, and just kind of be, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But just be unaware of all the shenanigans behind the scenes, and just get back into diamond painting. So that's my goal. Do more of what I love and surround myself with positive people, and set boundaries where I need to set them, and you know, that's okay, and not beat myself up. I think that's healthy. So here I am on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Been up since 3:30. I often can't sleep because I wake up in pain, and I just can't fall back to sleep when you hurt. So I've been up since 3:30, 3:28 to be exact. Yes, I remember the time. Because I think even though it's pretty normal for me now to wake up early, it's still shocking. Last week, 12:48, I had slept for like 3 or 4 hours, and I was wide awake, and nobody else was. It's a cold day in my part of Canada. We have snow again. This past week we had some sun, some warmer temperatures, and all of a sudden we're back to 15 centimeters of snow, and it's still coming down. So that's fun. I have a 6-pound Pomeranian Shih Tzu. She's a little pup. I post some of her pictures on my Instagram, the Diamond Stitcher on Instagram. I've tried to match my name across all social media except Facebook. But anyway, walking her in the snow is quite fun. Today she won't be able to go. The snow is high as tall as she is, so I have to wait for thankfully we live in a rental building, and the city bylaw is sidewalks need to be cleared by 10 a.m. or they can face fines. It's all throughout the city, lower mainland at least. So I wait until the building maintenance guy does all the shoveling, and I take her just for a quick walk so she can, you know, do her business, and we come back inside. Nothing else planned for the rest of the day. I'd like to get some solid work done on this one. And then I this past week decided to splurge on a bunch of Diamond Art Club kits again. I haven't bought in quite a while, simply because I have a stash, and I hadn't been spending that much time diamond painting, so it takes me a really long time to get through them now. But I do enjoy Diamond Art Club. Everybody knows their quality is amazing, but I also like the rendering style. I like that it's a mix of color blocking and confetti. I can't do too much confetti. It's not fun for me. It's tedious and stressful, and I like to make good progress, probably because I find myself not being able to diamond paint as much or for as long during the day as I used to. So I like to move through them, which is also why I'm now kind of sticking to kind of 50 by 70, you know, give or take 10 either way. You know, there's some amazing Dakota Dateweiler pieces I'd love to do, but I'm sticking to my well, I don't know, for lack of a better word, rule, and sticking towards these smaller kits, that one I can manage a lot easier on this couch with this lap desk, and two, they progress rather quickly, so I feel like a sense of accomplishment, and yeah, so that's kind of what I'm focused on now. I guess I could tell you a bit about a bit more about my history. I injured myself in 2018 at work. I've been off and on work since, undergoing multiple surgeries. I've had a disc in my neck spontaneous explode, basically, which compressed my spinal cord, and I needed a pretty urgent surgery to fix that. The disc that needed fixing is so high up that the first surgeon said it was too risky to paralyze me, and if he paralyzed me, I would need to be on a ventilator the rest of my life, because that's just how high that disc is. It controls the respiratory center in the brain. So thankfully I found another surgeon who was very talented and got me in just before he retired, fixed my neck. I still struggle with pain on a daily basis though in the neck. It gets very stiff very easily. I can't turn my head too much. Driving is near impossible. I use a little power wheelchair most days when I go out walking the dog, just because I started feeling bad that I can't keep up with the dog, you know. She's a little thing, but she loves walking, and she could go easily for an hour walk and just all over the city and just sniff. She's a sniffer. She's not really a walker. So even though she goes slow, my stamina is not good. So I usually jump in this power wheelchair I have. It's a nice little folding one. Weighs just under 50 pounds. I still can't lift it, but my husband can. It's really given me freedom. You know, it's very hard to be physically disabled and a prisoner, not only in your own body, but in your house. I used to joke early on that I felt like I was a prisoner in solitary confinement, just stuck in this house staring at the walls, you know, the bedroom to the couch, to the bedroom to the couch, and it was very difficult to cope with for quite a while. You know, I did go through a pretty serious bout of depression because of it, because I was so sick and so disabled. I did lose contact with some work friends that I had developed over the years. You know, once in a while they'll send me a little message checking in and see how I'm doing, but otherwise those kind of contacts are lost. And you know, people only stick around for so long when the answer is always no. If they want to come over and hang out or go meet up for lunch or a coffee shop, I couldn't do any of that. So I lost a lot of contacts in the real world. My major injury was to my arm. The nerves going from the neck to the arm were destroyed, and I needed multiple surgeries. My first one was at my elbow. I needed the ulnar nerve. That's the nerve that controls like the pinky finger and the ring finger, underside of the arm. I had severe damage that they didn't think would be repairable. It took about 2.5 years for my body to repair that nerve. And it's not perfect. It bothers me a lot, but at least I can use my hand now. I couldn't before. I had like a claw hand. I couldn't use it. My strength was much worse, which is why now I've developed problems on my right arm from working too hard. But my first surgery on my arm was that at the elbow there, they had to move the nerve into a safer spot, and allow it to heal. And then the next surgery was the neck. That was, like I said, a spontaneous explosion that needed pretty urgent surgery. For the time it was diagnosed, the time I had surgery, I think it was less than 4 months. Then the next surgery, they went through my armpit. They took out my first rib, so the very first rib in the rib cage. They took out a whole bunch of scar tissue that he described as basically like poured cement on the inside. So if you can imagine that, all over the nerves and muscles and structures within the arm. It's incredibly painful. Took all that stuff out. I did good for about a year. And then all the symptoms came back with a vengeance. He tried another small procedure where he released one of the muscles in the pec region to see if that would help. Again, it was really scarred down. Unfortunately, that didn't help. I actually got worse after that surgery. And I think it's because I really needed a different surgery that I did try to advocate for, but the surgeon at the time thought that this smaller procedure would have helped, and unfortunately it didn't. I was then sent to another surgeon who is known as kind of our expert in the province I live in. This past June, he did basically, we call it a redo surgery, where he went back in. This time he did an incision just at my collarbone. He took the rest of my first rib out that the other doctor left in. He took out 2 of my muscles in my neck. They're called the scalene muscles. And a whole lot of scar tissue had formed. Took all of that out. One big problem with my condition is it affects my phrenic nerve, and the phrenic nerve is the nerve used for breathing. It was scarred down. It was very irritated. Thankfully, it didn't suffer damage during surgery, but it's still not great. Better. I can breathe better, but nothing like I used to be able to do. I used to play soccer. I'd play the entire 90-minute game as a midfielder. If you know anything about soccer, you know that's a hard job. Now walking around the block is enough for me. Some days just having a shower is enough to completely wipe me out. I think you could probably tell, the longer I'm talking here, the more hoarse my voice is getting. That's also from the surgery. What he did was he tried to cut a bundle of nerves that controls the pain center in our brain. With the extensive injury I've had and chronic pain, there's something called CRPS for short. It's a very, very painful, disabling chronic pain condition. And this procedure he did is in hopes of treating that and making it, and not necessarily go away, but making it more tolerable. Side effect is a hoarse voice. So here I am with a hoarse voice. It's worse the more I talk. Now I've been off work again over a year. October, December, January, February. 15, 16 months again. And they're not sure if I'll be able to return. I'm actually waiting for a surgery on my good arm now. My good arm is not good. It's bad. There are injections they do that help, which is a good sign. It means that the surgery he wants to do will hopefully help. Because this side is not from an injury, it's from overcompensation. It should be easier recovery. He's not going to take the rib out like he did the other side unless he gets in there and realizes like it really needs to come out. He's going to address the muscles, remove the muscles, all the scar tissue, and hopefully that's all he has to do. Fingers crossed that recovery goes smoothly, because if it doesn't, I think I'm screwed. It's very difficult to live without, let alone one arm, to live with two bummed arms. It's very, very difficult. And just thinking of it kind of makes my spine shiver. I know I'll get through it. You know, I've come a long way in accepting my fate and all this and where I'm at. They say acceptance is the answer to all your problems today. Anytime you're feeling kind of, well, I can't think of the saying, but acceptance is the answer to most of our problems, good or bad. If we accept them, it's easier. You find peace. So I know whatever happens, happens. I'll get through it. But what I hope more than anything is that I'm still able to do these crafts, especially at least diamond painting. Cross stitch, I'm not going to be able to do forever. It's very difficult. But I enjoy doing it, so even if it causes quite a bit of pain after, as long as I enjoy doing it, I'm fine with that. I'll just take the rest of the day to rest. Hopefully diamond painting will continue to be somewhat easy for me, as long as I have my arms supported as much as I can. As long as I can still, you know, partake in this hobby, I think I'll be okay. But it is a little bit scary at 33, you know, that this might be my life. You know, any dreams we had for our future are basically gone. Like, I had wanted to continue working in emergency, building my skills and my experience. Hopefully one day we could move to a remote area and work in kind of like a more rural setting, in which a merge background is very important. But as of now, I can't even do a simple desk job, so who knows what my future has in store. Try not to think about it. If I think about that, I'm an anxious mess. So I try to stay in the moment. I try to focus, you know, on the very bad days 1 minute at a time. On the better days an hour at a time. You know, whatever works. Anyways, that's the ramblings for today. I need to figure out a new way for this video, because I just bought a cheap holder for the cell phone from Amazon and clipped it onto my lap desk, but when I push on the table it shakes it, so maybe I'll need something that doesn't attach to this lap desk for the next video. Might be better. Anyway, for those that decided to listen in, thanks. I don't know. My husband thinks I should start doing videos more regularly. He thinks I should have started them a long time ago. I just, quite honestly, when you live a life of pain, it's very hard sometimes to feel motivated. You just want to do your thing. You're basically in survival mode, and you do the bare minimum to get through each day and come out on the other side. But I think it would be good for me to do some videos, maybe be a positive influence to the community, and perhaps people going through a similar thing as me, you know, maybe a catastrophic work injury or medical condition that is drastically changing your way of life. There maybe I can be a little bit of an inspiration on how I got through that phase of complete despair and anger, and how I live now, how I make it through each day. I still have days where it's purely survival. When you wake up, you're in so much pain. And I also have a heart condition. It makes me very dizzy. I'm very short of breath. It adds to it, you know. So I don't know what each day is bringing until I wake up. The bad days, I do more self-care, kinder to myself. But the good days, I'd like to start maybe incorporating some of these videos. And I do have some small shop stuff coming in the mail. I have some Mary mud. As I am in Canada, it's really expensive to buy from USA small shops, and our selection of shops in Canada isn't that big. So I run the Canadian D-Stash group for licensed kits only. It's not just a D-Stash group. It's turned into a very supportive atmosphere. A lot of long-standing members love helping people out. A lot of generous people who donate kits to those who can otherwise not afford a licensed kit, or supplies to people who can't afford, you know, premium diamond painting pens, or, you know, Mooney Made or Bella trays, the more expensive USA-based trays. So I do group orders, and I just I did one for Randa. I love Randa's putty. That's what I use the most in all of my multi-placers is Randa's putty. It works really well, I find. I like a firmer putty. It's not stringy. It stays nice and firm. It works well. So I just did a huge group order for her. There was interest in trying Mary mud. I did get some to try. It's a softer putty. The scents are nice, not too strong. They both have their benefits. So I have one in each. When one putty starts frustrating me, I switch to the other pen and use that for a little while. I think it is, the more you use it, the softer both of the putties will become, and that's when they get a little more finicky. So I'll put a pen down for it to reset and use another and just switch them back and forth. Those are the two putties I use right now. So I've done a group order for Mary Mud. I'll have hopefully that order in the next week or two, and then I can post that for those first come first serve basis. I'm considering doing a group order for Everlasting Tips. The only way it would be worth it, like cheaper, is if I then send them by ground mail. The only problem is there's no insurance. If it's lost, you'd be out the money. So I'm currently deciding if I want to do that. If people are fine with taking that risk, I don't mind. Otherwise, if they want insurance, it's probably just going to be easier to, or just as the same price, to just order directly. I went and priced one tip, and shipping was going to cost about $20. If I ship from my address in BC to anywhere in Canada with tracking, it's about $15 anyways. Maybe more now. I haven't shipped things in a while. So yeah, I have some Bella Art Danico trays coming in. Those that have been around for a while know that I had a falling out with her. It was pretty devastating at the time. But I decided recently to reach out and just say hi. So I've ordered a couple trays. I'll probably do them. We're going to do an event in our Facebook group just for those that, one, don't do YouTube or Instagram, and two, for people who just like a more laid back, less rules, just kind of fun community building atmosphere. So I've been ordering on some Etsy shops too, to potential giveaways for that, some pens too. So that's to look forward to. So thank you if you've watched this far. I appreciate you. I hope to have find a groove and have some maybe weekly videos, maybe bi-weekly. I don't know, it just depends how I feel and what I feel like rambling about, but I'm glad you're here. If you're struggling, reach out. You can reach out to me. I actually care. I've been to some pretty dark places, and I know how lonely it can be, and just know you're not alone. A lot of us seem to be struggling lately, and yeah, you're not alone. Well, if you made it to the end, thank you very much for tuning into my first Wip Chat. As I said, I may be young, but I have no idea about technology and video editing and that, but I'll give it a go. I do plan to create some ongoing content. I've always wanted to. I just I think the learning curve kind of scared me, but I think I'm going to give it a go. So subscribe. I will try to do weekly chats. I have some small shop stuff coming. I'll do some unboxings of those, and just see where it goes. Go one day at a time. I appreciate those who listened, and any constructive criticism, let me know.